Hello everybody, I'm back. This is something new I got a few months back of Bret Hart. It's on the WWE shop right now actually. It's the Bret Hart Lifesize standee. Not really life size because it is 6'5", and Bret was only 6 foot, so they made it 5 inches taller than he is. I'm not really sure why. I think they're all 6'5", even if the wrestler isn't. So I'd like to start a discussion here about Bret. Why people may think he's bitter or angry or whatever they want to call him. I don't. I personally just perceive it as him being honest and telling how he feels. And my respect for Bret is really deep, so I tend to side with him a lot. And I probably always will, because he grew up in wrestling his whole life. His whole life was wrestling. His father was Stu Hart, who was a trainer and a promoter and knew much more about the business than most of these fans today. So I'm just saying, you know, and a lot of fans today think they know everything, but they don't know shit about history or anything like that. And it's really frustrating when you try to correct them and say, no, you know, this isn't how it happened, you know, this is how it happened, and they're like, well, no, it's not. Well, you know, fuck off. This is how it happened. Just, all you have to do is do some research, but they seem to be too lazy to even do research at all. So, let's have a little discussion about Bret. What are your favorite matches of his? I'll start by saying some of mine. I mean, these are just some that come to my head. WrestleMania 3. Hart Foundation and Danny Davis against the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana. I loved WrestleMania 3, just the whole atmosphere. I loved it. It's probably going to be my all-time favorite WrestleMania forever. Next would probably be the Hart Foundation against Rhythm and Blues at WrestleMania 5. I mean, you know, hey, what the hell. Royal Rumble 88, match participation in that one. Bret was in there the longest for a whopping 34 minutes. I loved the Royal Rumble 88. Next would be probably... God, there's so many. It's so hard to say. Next would be SummerSlam 91 against Mr. Perfect. One of my top favorite matches of all time. Bret Hart against Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series 92, which I personally believe is a better match than the Iron Man match they had at WrestleMania 12. But that's just my opinion. Roddy Piper versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 8, another amazing match from 92. Him against Razor Ramon at Royal Rumble 93. Very underrated match. What an amazing story those two told in the ring that night. Great match. I'm trying to think here. All the matches he had at King of the Ring 93. All of them were really good. I love that pay-per-view, King of the Ring 93. I also love the 94 King of the Ring when Owen won. But Bret Hart had an amazing match against Diesel that night too, which is totally underrated. Okay, so 94. We're in 94. Bret Hart and Owen Hart versus the Quebecers at Royal Rumble 94. That was a great match. Well, not a really great match, but a good match. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. Great match. One of the all-time greatest matches ever. 94, what else happened in 94? I'm just trying to think here. Fuck. So much. He has so many good matches. It's so hard to, you know, pinpoint some. I know he had more in 94. I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to remember when I turn this off. But, so, 95. He had a really good match with Hakushi at the first ever In Your House pay-per-view in May 95. Great match between those two, too. Then he went on to face Lawler. SummerSlam 93 match against Doink and Jerry Lawler. That was a really long match. I mean, Bret was so tired at the end of that match, which you can imagine. I think that went almost 50 minutes. Um, other ones. 95, Survivor Series 95 against Diesel. Great match. Underrated, not really mentioned much. Amazing match. Great storytelling. I really... Okay, the Iron Man match in March of 96 at WrestleMania 12 was not really one of my favorites, but I know it's up there on a lot of people's top matches. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart at Survivor Series 96. Another great match. Bret Hart has a way of making his opponents look great, and like Ric Flair did, but Bret was better, in my opinion. WrestleMania 13 against Stone Cold Steve Austin, another great match, but unfortunately that's when Bret turned heel, and I didn't care. I was always his fan. So, those are some, and I know I'm gonna regret missing some of my favorite matches, so tell me in the comments what's some of your favorites that you had. Again, this thing is just fucking amazing here. It's so big, though. I must be insane to have gotten this, but I don't know, it is what it is. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Bye for now.